I've just had one of those like groundbreaking epiphany moments about something that I did in my life when I was 17, so 32 years ago. And it's kind of really hit me, and I wanted to come and share because I love talking about perspective. I love talking about what things teach us, and what sparked it and provoked it. I'd actually kind of forgotten that I did this thing. Interestingly, totally forgotten that I did this absolutely massive thing. So when I was a teenager, I got to go and be an international exchange student, and I lived in America for a year, and it was a groundbreaking year. It was an amazing year. It changed my life. And at the end of that year, I got to go on a tour of America and travelled with 300 other students, God knows how many people looking after us. And we travelled America. We did 32 states in 5 weeks, and it was an experience I will never, ever forget. Part of that was we went to Yosemite National Park, and in Yosemite, if you know it, there is a mountain called Half Dome. And being 17 and crazy, there were a group of us that decided that we were going to go and climb Half Dome. Now, I remember it being a momentous challenge. It took us 8.5 hours to get to nearly the top. I think there was a group of about 8 of us that started. I think 3 of us got, and I say nearly the top. I'll add some pictures with this video, but basically I got to kind of almost the summit, like literally within not even a mile of the summit. And having done absolutely no training to do this hike, just decided, because we were crazy and we were teenagers and we were young, we just decided we were going to do it. With no proper hiking equipment, nothing like that. I got to within a mile of the top, and I was just so spent that I couldn't carry on. I just had to look at it and go, wow, that's amazing. I'd love to get up there. I just literally have got nothing left. And unconsciously, for 30 years of my life, I've felt like I was a failure for not getting to the top. And it's just really shown me something about myself. And I'm in a big period of breakthrough at the moment. So I wanted to share this because it's really, really interesting. Because Tim, my business partner, was just talking in the meeting we've just had about a course that we're about to launch. He was talking about another program that he's done. The guy said, you know, you never get them to the summit, never take people to the summit. And he shared a story about a group of people that had climbed Everest, and they got to within 100 meters of the summit of Everest, and they'd had to turn back because basically the outcome of them carrying on, because the weather was so bad, was they basically would have all died. So kind of what's the point in that? Because, you know, if you're not going to make it back to the end, then actually there's no celebration, is there? Because you're not even here to do it. And as he was sharing the story, and I'm looking at my computer because I've got pictures of Half Dome up now in front of me, I realised that I have unconsciously in some ways felt a failure for all these years because I never reached that summit. And then while we were talking, you know, Tim was like, freaking out, that's amazing. And I said, the crazy thing is that, you know, it took us 8.5 hours to walk to the top. It took us 3 hours to get back down again. But when I've just looked at it, and I've just looked at the statistics and looked at Half Dome. So, you know, Half Dome is, the elevation is like 8,000 feet. What is the climbing rate of Half Dome? And, you know, there's all sorts of statistics here that I'm just going, holy shit, man, I did that. And I forgot, and it's got here, how difficult is climbing Half Dome? The regular northwest face of Half Dome was first grade 6 big wall climbing route in the United States. I'm not sure that we climbed that route, but, you know, we climbed up the side of a fountain. There were no guards. It was just like a little rock path up the side of this massive fountain, which was just stunningly beautiful. I remember there being a rainbow. And it was just amazing. But, you know, I've just had a massive epiphany moment and had a massive moment of self-elevation, because I did that. And I was 17 years old with no training. And I kind of jokingly said at the time, and I just said it now, you know, I could have cracked nuts off my ass the next day. It was like a bullet. It was rock solid from the climb. And I do remember struggling to walk as well. But it's nearly 8,800 feet above sea level. And I'm standing here really proud of myself. You know, they talk sometimes about an overnight success and a 30-year overnight success. That's one of my 30-year overnight successes, and I'm going to be really proud of me. So the reason I've shared this is because I want you to think about, maybe there's something in your life that you've forgotten about, and maybe this video is going to provoke it, and it's a little bit long, and I hope that you've got to the end here. But I really wanted to tell you the feeling around this story and how momentous this actually was for me. And I didn't give myself any of the credit that I'm giving myself right now, and the achievement of something absolutely bloody amazing that I did. So maybe you need to be a little bit kinder to yourself. Maybe right now is a day for you to acknowledge how you've grown, acknowledge how far you've come, and acknowledge that this is a big part of who you're becoming. Please share. I'd love to hear your thoughts.